In today's video, I'm talking about 5 things that I wish I knew before I became a software engineer, before I got my job, before I got my internship, before I even learned how to write code. So if you're here for it, keep watching. Hi there, hello, welcome to another video. If you're new here, I'm Chi Alia and I make videos on tech, career, productivity, and life. I bet we've all wished at some point that we can go back in time and tell ourselves then everything that we know now. Basically, just kind of give yourself some sort of reassurance that everything is gonna turn out fine. I don't know about you, but if I could go back and give myself some sort of heads up, I would. This video is going to be rapid and straight to the point, but before I get into it, I'd just like to say that I see all the love, I see all the comments, and we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so, and let's get into the video. So the first thing that I wish I knew is that you don't have to have an expensive, over-the-top setup to get started. When I first started, I focused so much on the spec of my technical setup, you know, the laptop, the gadgets, the accessories and stuff like that. This can hinder one's progress at the beginning. You're already feeling like you're not going to do as well because you don't have the right tools. And for me, there was this misconception that if I only had what the more experienced programmers had, I would be a better dev. This is not the case. A good setup might make you more productive, but you make you a better programmer. You can even have a 10 grand setup and still be no good. At the beginning, you're probably not learning to solve any complex tasks anyway, or running any complex programs. So a completely regular laptop that you use to watch Netflix will get the job done. So just start with whatever you have. Tools don't make the talent, talent make the tools work. So the next thing that I wish I knew is it doesn't really matter what programming language you learn. A solution mindset and the ability to problem solve trumps the programming language. Let me explain. So a very common question I get on here is, what is the best programming language to learn? And I understand that because when I started learning as well, I was so focused on what is the best programming language in the industry. And yes, some programming languages are kind of easier to pick up than some others. However, a programming language is just a tool, and you pick that tool based on what's best for your project. Know that whatever language you learn, there is a position for you in the industry. You'd find that most companies are a bit more patient for you to pick up a new syntax if you've started with a different programming language, but they're not as patient if you don't have the right ability to tackle problems or handle data structures or understand and implement algorithms. You'd probably not even make it through the interview. Just a heads up, these are the right criteria to focus on. Building logical reasoning is necessary, and recently one of the platforms I enjoy using to do this is Brilliant.org. Brilliant offers interactive courses that help you understand data structures, algorithms, and how to think logically, which are all essential when it comes to being a software engineer. You can try it out for free or get 20% off premium using the link in the description. And don't get me wrong, it's good to do some research on what programming languages to learn and maybe figure out what the company that you'd like to work in is using. That I would do again, for sure. But to spend so much time like I did on the battle of best languages, Another thing on the list for me is, and this one I really wish I could go back and reassure myself, I tell myself to take it easy and that things wouldn't be always that hard. At the beginning, I felt like I was never gonna get there. I was just always so overwhelmed. There's so much stuff to learn. And even when I learned enough to get to a place where I was confident, I would feel like an imposter sometimes, you know, the imposter syndrome thing. You feel like you don't know enough and you should still just go back to the drawing board all the time. The more I knew, the more I realized there were things that I didn't know. You know what the best part of that journey was? It was the moment that I could sit back and scope out the details of what I didn't know. At that point, I felt so great because I knew enough to differentiate that. And I kind of knew the path that I needed to be to learn the things that I needed to. So if you're just starting out, take it easy. It wouldn't always be that hard. Now, the next thing I wish I knew is that your location and the company you work for influences how much you earn as a software engineer. The top FAANG companies, the likes of Facebook, Amazon, Google, they usually pay a lot more for entry-level developers. A typical Google intern may earn close to 6 figures in US dollars, but that is not always the case for startups and medium-sized companies. These pay lesser than the celebrity companies. Also, your location influences how much companies are going to offer you. I'm from Nigeria and I have friends that are devs. I've seen that the salary packages for them working in US companies from Nigeria are way less than the salary quotes for those working on site at the companies. There are a few great videos out there that break down the salary structure in the US, so check them out if you want to know more about that. You'd also find in US, those living and working in Silicon Valley earn more as a software dev. Even when compared to developers in Australia, I'd still say they earn more. I think Silicon Valley is just like the headquarters central for developers. Now, the final thing I wish I knew is to get a job earlier than I did. And I said this in my previous video when I was talking about how I switched careers. If you haven't seen it, it's right here. The easiest way to learn to code or to learn anything basically is to have to deliver a goal and have someone hold you accountable for it. You have to have a strong motivation to learn something. And I mean, what's stronger than the fear of getting fired? Setting a personal goal is great as well, but for me, sometimes it wasn't a strong enough motivation and I could get really flexible with myself. It takes a lot of discipline not to do that, Another thing that kept me from getting a job was that I was so hell-bent on learning everything. You can pick an interest and hone in on the skill set required. If you want to be a Python developer, a JavaScript developer, there are roles out there for that, no matter how specific you get. Well, that's it, folks. Thank you for watching to the end. Let me know down in the comments below things that you wish you knew before you started programming if you're a software engineer. And if not, let me know things you wish you knew before you started your career. Put it down in the comments. I love to read the comments from you guys. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. You know you want to, you made it to the end. So join our little community over here. You can also connect with me on all my socials right on the screen, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.